Yeah, good morning, friends. Okay, I'm going to share screen. Today, we are going to discuss about CyberArk Privileged Access Security, CorePass. PASS stands for Privileged Access Security. Okay, and this CyberArk Privileged Access Security, it is a very good solution and it enables organization. It will secure the whole organization. It will manage, it will control and monitor all the activities which are associated with privileged account. Suppose suppose if somebody is sharing screen, that screen is also recorded. Everything is recorded, and it will protect. It will protect the whole organization. Okay, and protect the whole or enables the organization to secure, manage, control, monitor all activities associated with privileged account. Okay, and in privilege, 1 minute. Privilege here forgot to be smaller. Okay, no problem. Privilege and yeah, privileged accounts create a huge attack on surface. Privileged accounts means accounts which are having elevated permissions. Who will be having privileged accounts means system administrators will be having privileged accounts. Third party and service providers will be having privileged accounts, and applications, apps will also be having privileged accounts. Okay. And the privileged accounts exist in every connected device, database application, and industrial control mode. Okay. And its ratio is 3x. Privilege in an organization, privileged accounts ratio is 3x. That means if suppose even in an organization 300 employees are there, 300 employee means 300 into 3. Employees are 300, we need 900 privileged accounts. Understood? Okay. And always remember that attackers, cyber attackers always need inside credentials. Okay. They want to steal the credentials of the domain administrators. Okay. Active Directory. Domain control is nothing but Active Directory. They want to steal the credentials of the domain controller. Once they steal the credentials of the domain controller, for hacker, it will be very easy to hack the whole organization. Okay. Yeah. Next. CyberArk. It's a very good CyberArk provides proactive protection, detection, and response. Okay. Proactively, it will protect the whole organization. CyberArk. It's a very wonderful software, and it will provide proactive protection and will detect and it will respond immediately. Secured credentials. Okay. CyberArk provides us secured credentials, and only authorized, it will provide permissions for only authorized users. Okay. It will provide permissions and rights for only authorized users, and individual accountability. Each and every it will provide individual accountability. Okay. Suppose L1 managers want to, if you want to give access to only L1 managers, they will only see the recording or they only read access will be there for them. Okay. And coming to L2 managers, the read and write access will also be there. In that way, it will maintain individual accountability and session isolation. Okay. It will isolate the session, whichever the session, whether it's a recording session or any session, it will isolate the session, and it will limit the scope of privilege target detection. Okay. Privilege targeted detection. It will limit the scope of privileged targeted detection. Okay. And continuous monitoring. It will monitor each and every account continuously for to get rid of hackers and cyber attackers. Okay. And the malicious behavior. Something if something malicious is happening inside, it will throws out that person immediately. Okay. High risk behavior. Okay. High risk behavior means it will get rid of the high risks and alerts real-time response. Okay. And session suspension and termination. If the CyberArk, if anything suspect, if it suspects him, if anything is suspected by the CyberArk, it will immediately terminate the session. Okay. And full forensic record of activity. It will record the whole activity, whatever the recording is made, or whatever the things are installed inside the organization, everything it will record. Okay. And CyberArk provides a new critical security layer. Okay. Okay. And one method of attacking is there. Pass the very common method of attacking. Pass the hash attack. Example, for Windows, password hashes are loaded into the local security authority subsystem. Okay. A hash is nothing but an encrypted representation. It will encrypt the password. Encrypt the password means it will easily anybody can see the password if it is encrypted. And easily, okay. Widely available tools such as Mimicuts can be used to expose hashes and move laterally through the network. Understood? And standard CorePass. It will discover and manage credentials. It will isolate credentials and sessions, and it will record an audit session. Okay, CorePass. Pass means privileged access security. It will discover and manage credentials. Okay, it will isolate credentials and sessions, and record and audit sessions, and it will monitor each and every session, and it will record in each and every session, remediate risky behavior. Okay, if CyberArk suspects any person means it will remediate, it will throw out that activity immediately. Okay, that is the speciality of the CyberArk. And discover and manage credentials. Okay, CyberArk will discover and manage credentials safely, very safely. Automated process for accounts discovery, and there are some policies to manage the password complexity and length, rotation frequency, etc. Okay, yeah. And isolate credentials and sessions. CyberArk always isolate credentials and sessions, and it will enable secure connections to critical systems through use of a proxy. With the use of a proxy server is nothing but vault server. CyberArk enables secure connections to critical systems through the use of proxy. Okay. And target systems are fully associated, and privileged credentials are not exposed to end users or their applications of device. Target systems. Suppose attacker want to target any domain controller or anything. Those systems, we have systems like Active Directory and Vault, all those are isolated. Why? Because they are very important. These are very important, and they are isolated. Okay, to reduce the risk of attackers, these kind of servers are isolated. Okay, target systems are configured not to accept direct connection. Okay, targeted systems. Just now I told Active Directory and Vault server. These are the targeted systems. They are not. They are configured not to accept direct connections. Will not be there for these systems. Okay. In order to reduce the risk of the attackers, direct connection will not be there for targeted systems. Okay. And record and audit sessions. Privileged sessions recorded in video and or text format, stored and encrypted in the tampered resistance digital wall. Okay. Recordings have clickable timeline navigate to specific event. It will record each and every activity. Okay. Monitor privileged activity. CyberArk session monitoring enables review of recordings and live sessions. Okay. This enables security operations center personnel to take a risk-based approach by prioritizing the riskiest activities occurring within the environment. Okay. Securities enables, CyberArk enables security operations. Center personnel to take risk based approach by prioritizing the risky activities. Risky activities, it will enable security operations and reduce the risky activities. Okay. Class. Remediate risky behavior. CyberArk can automatically rotate credentials in the event of risky behavior. Okay. It will rotate. Whenever hacker wants to steal the credentials, it will rotate the credentials. It will rotate around 360 degrees and it will provide some credential step by bypassing the digital wall. Okay. Unmanaged accounts can be automatically onboarded and managed through CyberArk continuous discovery capabilities. Okay. The accounts which are not managed can be automatically onboarded. Okay, onboarded and managed through CyberArk continuous discovery capabilities. Okay. Additionally, administrators can establish policies to either automatically suspend or terminate privilege session based on risk assignment. Additionally, the administrators can establish policies. Okay, they can set the policies to suspend the activity automatically or terminate privilege session based on the risk assignment. Okay, and CyberArk will discover and manage credentials, and it will isolate the servers. It will record and audit the sessions. It will monitor each and every session. It will remediate. Okay, remediate means it will suspend that activity. Suppose if somebody wants, any hacker wants to do something or insert any malicious activity, immediately it will remediate. Remediate means it will throw out that person. Okay. Standard CorePass component. A hardened and secured server used to store privileged account information. Hardening means nothing but removal of unwanted softwares and unwanted apps. Okay. I mean, based on a hardened Windows server platform, secure digital vault. Okay. Vault is always hardened and perform the password changes on devices, scan the network for privileged accounts. Okay. Central policy manager will scan the accounts for privileged, will scan the network, will scan the whole network for privileged accounts. Okay. And a web interface for users to gain access to privileged account information. Used by Vault administrator to configure policies, password, Vault web access, PVWA. PVWA stands for password, Vault web access. Okay. It will isolate and monitors privileged account activity. Okay. And records privileged account session, privileged session manager. Whatever the session, whichever the session is there, it will record each and every session. Okay. For the privileged session manager, that is nothing but PSM. PSM stands for privileged session manager. And it will monitors and detects malicious privileged account behavior privilege. Privilege threat analytics. Privilege threat analytics. It will monitor and detects malicious activity, privileged account behavior. Okay. Vault. Vault is the heart of the CyberArk. Vault is the center of the CyberArk pass solution. CyberArk components communicate with Vault using the CyberArk proprietary protocol using port 1858. Okay, 1858 is the port of the Vault. Components must authenticate each time they connect to the Vault. Okay, components, it will not be, direct connection will not be there. Components must authenticate each time when they connect to the Vault. Okay, each component has a user ID and password. For example, Vault is there. It will be having its own user ID and password, and CPM is there, Central Policy Manager. It will also have its own user ID and password. Okay. And Vault and its component. These are the components of the Vault. Okay. And the vault is the heart of the CyberArk, and it will provide end-to-end security. Okay, these are the 7 layers of the vault: session encryption, firewall, authentication, uh, dis- discretionary access control, mandatory access control, auditing, file encryption. These are the 7 layers of the vault. Okay, and PVWA. PVWA stands for Password Vault Web Access. PVWA version 10 introduced in the new user interface, which focuses on seamless workflows and easy access. Okay, end users will use this interface to retrieve password or launch privileged session. With the PVWA, we can retrieve the password and we can also launch privileged sessions. Okay, auditors will use this interface to monitor privileged sessions. Okay, PVWA, auditors will use this PVWA to monitor the sessions. Okay, some features still require the version 9 interface, which can be accessed by a dedicated link. Some features still require the version 9 interface, which can be accessed by a dedicated link. PVWA classic interface. Okay, classic interface. There will be 2 types of interface. One is the classic interface. It will be very easy for seeing, and clearly we can see everything in classic interface. Okay, I always prefer classic interface. Classic interface mostly used by vault administrators to manage policies and permissions. To manage policies and permissions, and to configure the PVW and other components. Okay, and private ARC client. Private ARC client is the legacy interface to Vault's data. Whenever Vault server is on, this private ARC client, we should not on a private ARC client. Whenever the client is on, we have to off the Vault. Mostly used by administrators for certain tasks that are not implemented in PVWA, or any task involve file movements, which is more convenient in private ARC than PVWA. Private ARC client can be installed on any station with access to the vault. Okay, it can be installed on any station with the access to the vault. Okay, legacy PACLI means nothing but private ARC command line interface, which will enable CyberArk Vault users to access Vault server. It will enable CyberArk Vault users to access the Vault server from any location. Okay, it can add the users in a bulk. We can add saves. We can modify the properties. Any other script usages. Okay, PaaS web service. PaaS web services is a RESTful API that enables users to create, list, modify, and delete entities in PaaS using programs and scripts. PaaS web services, okay, is a RESTful API that enables users to create, list, modify, delete entitles in PaaS using programs and scripts. Main purpose of PaaS web services is to automate tasks that are usually performed manually using the UI, and to incorporate them into system and account provisioning scripts. Okay, main purpose of privileged access security web services is to automate tasks. Will automate the tasks that are usually performed manually, and rather than performing the task manually, it will automate the task. Okay, using the UI and incorporate them into system and account provisioning scripts. Okay, Vault Central Administration session only available on Vault server, starting and stopping the private ARC server Windows services, displaying the Vault server log, changing the Vault debug level dynamically, It's only available on the vault server. Okay. And it will start and stop the private arc server's Windows service. It can start and it can stop the private arc server Windows service. Okay. And it can display the vault server log. It can display the vault server log. And it can change the vault debug level dynamically. Okay. Coming to remote control client, runs on a command line interface. Remote control client always it runs on a command line interface. Execute tasks on vault server via remote control agent. It can execute the tasks on vault server. It can execute the task on vault server via remote control agent. Okay. With the help of remote control agent, it can execute the tasks on vault server. Client and agent communicate via CyberArk remote control protocol on port 9022. CyberArk remote control protocol, the port number is 9022. Okay. Reduces the need to open an RDP port for the vault. CyberArk reduces the need to open an RDP port for the vault. Okay. CyberArk customer community. So what CyberArk, there is a community called CyberArk customer community. It will provide online documentation and it will provide knowledge-based, and it will provide some training for the user, and it will enhancement requests, and it's some marketplace. Online document from version 10.10 available in the CyberArk community as well as it's all available. It's also available in PVW, and it is published online. Easily searchable information. Okay, easily we can search information in CyberArk. And these are the CyberArk. If you go to CyberArk website, docs.cyberark.com, in that you can find the glossary. What is AAM, what is APA, what is PVWA, what is CPM, all those things you can find. And coming to the summary, in this session, we discussed basic system principles of the CyberArk, a common attack method, and how CyberArk Pass can minimize the exposure of the attack, and key feature of the CorePass solution, CorePass architecture, system interface and utilities, online help and customer community. Okay. Now, with this lesson, you may now proceed to complete the following introduction. PVWA, install PVWA, login as administrator, activate the PSM service, connect using a stored account in new UI, connect using a stored account in classic UI. Okay. And private arc client, install private arc client and the remote control agent also, and private arc server also install vault server. Thank you. Namaste. How is today's lesson? And tomorrow we will discuss about any other one interesting topic. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.